welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah and you're watching So Beauty Stuff. Today I'm just going to do a really brief intro because nobody likes listening to these anyway. I recently went to Sephora and there's a new branch that's opened up in Auckland. I bought a couple of new products. I bought the Fenty Beauty foundation brush. I bought Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. I bought a Natasha Denona Blush Duo and a Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Liquid Eyeshadow. So I thought, why not just do a really cool makeup tutorial with something a little bit different that I don't normally do. So if you're interested to see how I got this look using my new products, stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna start by putting some MAC Strobe Cream just to add some glow to my skin because, you know, the older I get, the more I want to glow. I already have moisturizer and everything on. This is just to add a little extra to my skin. Then I'm going to put MAC Paint Pot on my eyelids. So that gives a nice base for the eyeshadow to stick to and also evens out any discoloration on my lids. Okay, so now I'm going to focus on the eyes before I do the rest of my face, just because I'm anticipating there being a little bit of fallout, that kind of thing. So I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer. I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, and I'm going to be using my new product from Natasha Denona. It's called Chroma Crystal Liquid Eyeshadow, and that's in the shade Moonstone. So for my base, I'm going to take Desert Sand, and then going to start building up into a crease color with the shade Eden. Then I'm going to start building up a bit more depth with the shade Amber. Now I'm going to take the shade Amethyst and really start packing on a darker purple shade to blend into that crease area. So I'm barely applying any pressure and I'm just sweeping this colour on very lightly to just slightly build it up bit by bit. And I'll just really lightly run a brush over the edges with a little bit of that first shade Eden on it to just help blend that through. I'm going to take quite a pointed brush this time to really define that line with the same colour Amethyst. So to really make this a little bit darker, I'm going to mix this shade, I think it's called Ode, with Amethyst. And now I've just grabbed the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. I'm going to use this black shade here in the middle just to really add some depth and definition. And I'm going to pack Amethyst on top of that black to really bring out that purple. And as always, what I like to do with looks like this is just take a clean, fluffy brush and blend out the very edge to remove any harsh lines. Okay, so it's at this point we can now cut the crease. So I'm going to do that with a small concealer brush and some MAC Pro Longwear concealer. Blend it into the outer corner and then go back over it with some eyeshadow. This Natasha Denona eyeshadow is so opaque. I don't even know how's best to apply it. I might go straight on top of the concealer and then use a brush just to touch up the edges. It's actually really interesting seeing it on top of colour. Like, it's definitely opaque, but I can still see some of the shadow through it, so I might go over with a second coat once this is dry. Okay, so for my base, I'm going to be using MAC Pro Longwear foundation. I also have a little tiny sample pot from Sephora of some Cover FX drops because I wanted to test out what they look like. When you apply this just to your hand, it looks very almost silvery in reflection. So I got some to try at home to see how it looks with my foundation. So I'm literally just taking a tiny bit on a brush and mixing that in with some foundation on the back of my hand. putting that on my face. I'm just gonna clip my hair out of the way. And I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty 110 foundation brush to blend this in. Concealer, I'm gonna use MAC Pro Longwear concealer that I used on my lids. I've just pumped way too much on my hand. So I'm gonna make sure that I don't have too much color along the side of my nose because I don't want it to look like I've got dark circles in the inner corner of my eye. You wanna keep this area here really bright. I'm also making sure I just go over this line here, just in case there's any color that's come below my eye, because I don't want to drag the corner of my eye down, I want to drag it up. Okay, now I'm going to set my under eye with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I don't usually bake my under eye because I think it can be quite drying. However, because I'm going to be doing some dark colors just to finish off my eye look, I am going to bake a little bit just so I can stop any fallout. As you can see, this hair is pretty much dried now. So two things I'm gonna do. First of all, I'm going to go back in with Amethyst in the corner just to blend back over the chroma shadow. So it looks like that chrome color just seamlessly fades into the purple. I'm taking a tiny little bit of the black from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm just going to dot that right into the corner. What I am noticing from this eyeshadow is it dries and it's kind of gone a little bit flaky. Maybe that's because I put 2 layers on. It's probably a bit too thick. I don't want my eyelids to look crusty. I'm going to go right under my eye with Amethyst and just in the very outer corner drag a little bit of that black down. And then I'm going to take the shade Amber and blend out Amethyst. Finally, really lightly dust a little bit of Eden underneath that. So I don't know if you can see this, but this shadow is flaking off a little bit here. You can't really tell from far away, but up close it does look a little bit strange, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna chuck a little bit of mascara on. Always coat the top part of the lashes before going to the under part. I'm using a mixture of NARS Laguna and Hoola bronzer. And I use Hoola just to deepen up the contours of my cheeks. Okay, so next I have another new product to use from my Sephora haul. This is the Natasha Denona Blush Duo. You've got Toto and Golden Coral. So it doesn't say that this is a blush and a highlighter, and I do think this is a bit too peachy to be a highlighter, so I'm going to use it kind of as a second layer of blush. I'm going to go the lighter colour all the way over. It's a gorgeous glow. And then the slightly darker, more pinky colour, just lightly over the top. Highlighter, I'm going to go with Mary Luminizer, just with my fan brush. Now doing my brows, I've got a combination of Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Gel, and Benefit Gimme Brow on top. Okay, and the final product from my haul is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. This is a really pretty colour. This works really well for me. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I'm not wearing it right now. I'm doing Invisalign, and lipsticks tend to stick to my Invisalign. So this is really nice because it's a gloss, it doesn't stick, it doesn't stain, and it looks really good. I'm just going to define the edges of my lips ever so slightly with a lip liner. And then the gloss. This smells amazing. Just gonna make sure I've dusted away everything that was under my eye. I think the final thing this look needs is definitely lashes. I hate wearing lashes. I'm really not a lash fan. So I'm just gonna put some in the outer corner. And I'm wearing these Eve lashes. These are the Becks. They're really nice and natural, but they're nice, long and fluffy. So I'm just gonna cut them in half and put them in the outer corner of my eye. As you can see, these lashes are made up of sets of clusters, so I've just cut off like the end 4 clusters, so they're not covering the inner corner of my eye at all. And then you still get the effect of having false lashes without having to have the full lash band and all the drama that goes with those, and it makes them a little bit more comfortable to wear, which is really what I'm going for. This is also a great tip if you are not happy or not confident applying false lashes. You can just chop them in half and then apply one half at a time. It's a lot easier to put on. And I think any of my makeup tutorials have been complete without a spray of MAC Prep and Prime, Fix Plus, and a setting spray. I'm definitely a huge fan of keeping the face quite natural when I have dramatic eyes, because I don't really wear dramatic eyes very often at all. So overall, I really like all of the products I've bought. The one thing I'm mildly disappointed in is this Chroma shadow from Natasha Denona. It's a little bit flaky, but I did put it on top of, there was a base, a shadow, concealer, more shadow. So that could be a reason, and I did double layer it. However, it does look quite pretty. I will come in close so you can have a little look. I think that's great. The foundation brush I love. I think it applies foundation perfectly. The lip gloss I think is beautiful. It's probably one of my favorite things. I chuck this on just for everyday wear. I think it's really natural. It's not sticky. It smells amazing, so I love putting it on. And the blush is exactly my kind of blush. It's not too heavy with color, but when you turn your head and the light catches, it does look really nice. So very happy with my products. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, you can give it a thumbs up, and you won't miss any of my future videos if you subscribe to my channel. Why would you want to miss my videos? Hopefully, see you in my next one.